obviously very upset. The deck was stacked against her tonight. And Jade Cargill remains undefeated, remains TBS referee.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. And we have been waiting for this one. We've been waiting for this one ever since Taya Valkyrie debuted in AEW in mid-March. We finally got this match. Almost 2 months later, we finally got it. Jade Cargill against Taya Valkyrie for the TBS title. Both streaks are on the line. Someone was going to have to lose this match. Taya was undefeated coming into the match. I think she was like, I want to say 5-0. But we know Jade was 55-0. She was looking to go 56-0. And I got to take the bullet on this one. Jade Cargill thought she was going to lose. I thought she was going to lose. Let me go into how the match went. I'm also going to go over the poll results right after that. And then I'm going to get my thoughts on this. That's how we're going to play this. So let's get into how this match went. And this is actually a pretty good match. I think Jade Cargill is someone that I've seen who's getting better in the ring. We already know Taya could go. And I think being involved in a match with Taya is really good because she's one of the better veterans out there as far as women's wrestling goes. So let's just go into it. So after the PIP break, the picture-in-picture break, Cargill superplexed Valkyrie and then followed it up with a Canadian Destroyer for a near fall. Cargill then went for the Jaded, but Valkyrie was able to escape that move that she also uses her finisher, which is the Road To Valhalla. So Valkyrie set up for the Road To Valhalla. And I think from my memory, Aubrey Edwards stopped her twice. And then Mark Sterling, who was out there with Leila Grey as well, you heard his voice. Like, he kept on yelling. He was saying, she couldn't do it. He kept on saying she can't do it. And, Aubrey came in and said she cannot do the Road To Valhalla in this match or she'd get disqualified. So then Valkyrie released Cargill, who rolled her into a pin for the win. So we got a fruit roll-up finish here. Jade Cargill, very shockingly, I'm going to go over why this is shocking. Jade Cargill defeats Taya Valkyrie in a little over 8 minutes to retain the TBS title in her undefeated streak at 56-0. In the next video, we're going to talk about what Taya did after the match as she grabbed Aubrey Edwards and tried to set her up for the Road To Valhalla or Jaded. We're going to talk about that in the next video. I want to talk about that separately. So let's go into the poll right now to see if you guys are right, because I was wrong about who was going to win this match, to see if y'all was with me. Okay. Interesting poll. 934 votes, so almost 1,000 votes here. Good turnout, 68 likes. I appreciate y'all. I see some interesting comments in here as well. Here in the community tab. I recommend y'all check those out too. And I see some people were wrong, and then some people were like, hey, if Jade wins, this one person said if Jade wins, I'll become I'll give Jade Cargill her respects and become a fan of her. I salute that. Especially if you were a fan of Taya Valkyrie coming into the match. But Taya Valkyrie dominated the poll 72% to 28%. But this was a nice, I always say, like, if you could get, I've been noticing in a lot of my polls, if you get more than like 20 to 25% in the other option, that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice turnout for the other person. So Jade, I thought people were sleeping on Jade a little bit. I thought she would have been like closer to 40%, to be honest. But it's still, I can see why people voted this way. So obviously the poll was wrong. I was wrong. And you guys know, I've been saying that I thought Taya, and I think a majority of the AEW fans thought this streak was coming to an end tonight. So they did a surprise on us, and that's one of the things that I love about pro wrestling, is why I've been a fan since the 90s with pro wrestling, because I love the element of surprise, especially on live TV when you don't know what's going to happen. And what's fun about wrestling is, the outcomes are predetermined by the writers and bookers and stuff. But it's like at the same time, you don't know what's going to actually happen, like, while you're watching it, right? So I went into it thinking, look, they're building up Taya so much. I can't imagine them wasting their time building up Taya this much to take a loss. And they did that. Now, I haven't really heard from the community yet. I haven't had time to really hear from them. But I wonder if people are mad about this or not, because I'm pretty sure there are some people that did not like the fact that Jade's still undefeated. She's got her haters out there. But it's not really about hating Jade. I think for those people, I think a lot of people thought that Taya was the most worthy challenger that she's had so far. And that's why it's so surprising that Taya ended up losing, because they built her up. Like, they had not built anybody up. This almost went 2 months, this feud. Every week there was a little bit of something. Sometimes he had to watch it on Rampage most weeks to see what was going on. But it's crazy how Jade was able to retain at 56-0. This tells me they're probably going to 100-0 with her. They're probably going to do it. I think they're probably going to 100-0. Now, the book isn't totally closed on Taya yet. They could play it from the angle that Taya figures out a way to use her finisher and they get a rematch and she beats her then. That could happen because they might play that up that she wasn't able to use her finisher. So that's interesting. I'm not closing the book all the way on Taya yet. We'll know in the next week or two if they're done. We'll know in the next 2 weeks. But this brings me to something. If they're going to go this route with Jade and she's going to get to 100-0, I've been starting to think about who's next, who could beat her next. So the people I've been thinking about is the people at the top. People like Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, and Britt Baker. I think out of those three, the one that'll piss people off is probably Britt Baker. I think people got this thing with Britt Baker. I think it's because they think that she politics in the back, and obviously she's not the best wrestler in the world, in-ring worker. But I think some people think she gets her way too much, and they kind of don't want to see her win. But they're down for like Hayter or Toni Storm winning. But if Britt Baker were to do it, I think that'd upset some people, right? To me, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if that's the direction that they want to go in that direction. The other one is maybe a Chris Statlander. Maybe they're waiting for her to come back. But I think Ty's a way better option than Chris Statlander, in my opinion, if you're going to go with one of the two ladies. Because what they should have did was they should have had Taya win and then Chris Statlander get the title from Taya. But the third option is the most intriguing one, because I think this is the direction they should go. Going ahead and let Jay get to 100-0. And then sometime after she goes 100-0, I would do one of the younger prospects. Sky Blue is the one I'm thinking about. I would do Sky Blue. And the reason why, this is your Roxanne Perez. This is, or Cora Jade. This is your top prodigy. Right? Look at what they've done a masterful job in NXT of building up Roxanne Perez before she gets on the WWE roster, right? They've done a masterful job building her up. They're building up Cora Jade right now as a heel, a dominant heel in the company. And or on that brand. They haven't really done anything with Sky Blue to tell us that she's going to be the one. But this will tell us Sky Blue is going to be the one if they allow her to be Jade, which is possible. I will have Sky Blue do it. There's no other. That is the biggest way you can get Sky Blue over for the first time is, and a lot of people, I hear from AEW fans all the time. They love Sky Blue. People just love Sky Blue, bro, because Sky Blue is so lovable. Like, Sky Blue is basically when Cora Jade was a babyface last year before she turned heel. That's basically what she is. She's like another AJ Lee. Another Chicago kid like Cora Jade. And it's just she has the it factor to me. She has the it factor to me. She still has to work on her, talking ability. But I've talked before about if they let her talk more, I think she'll do good, because I like when she has been able to talk. I like some of the things that she's been able to do in the brief time that we've ever heard her say anything. Like, because I remember that one promo she had, I think it was Anna Jay, and she was with Madison Rain last year. I like that. Sky Blue has a lot of potential, and I think they should go in this direction with Sky Blue being the one to beat Jade Cargill. The other option is Julia Hart. Julia Hart is also another one of their young prospects. She continues to get better. I think that's another one that they can use. But I think Sky Blue is their best option. I will say Anna Jay, but Anna Jay still has to improve in the ring to me a little bit more. But I think Sky Blue makes the most sense, to be honest. Because another thing with Sky Blue, she's already faced Jade a number of times before and she's lost to her. So they could build it up to where Sky Blue finally figures it out. Sky Blue finally figures out how to be Jade Cargill. I would love that. And then the fourth option is basically Mercedes Moné, if you could get her. Any kind of big time free agent, you can set them up just like you did with Taya Valkyrie. But I think their best move is Sky Blue. If they take it in this direction for her to go 100-0, I think Sky Blue is your best option because it tells the full story of how Sky Blue has blossomed into one of their next best homegrown talent superstars, bro. So we'll see what they do. Let me know y'all thoughts. This video running long. We're going to do the Taya attacking Aubrey video. That's going to be a much shorter video. We're going to do that one next. But before y'all leave, go ahead and give me a like. Hit that like button for me. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for voting in the poll, by the way. Very interested to see what happens next with Jay and Taya. I want to see what they do with Taya next as well. We will see. Thank y'all for watching. After News to Like.